Alright, so let's take a look a little deeper into the power of compounding. I'm actually going to show you something in Excel in 1 second. But here's the 5 key areas: number of clients, average transaction size, average lifetime purchase, average purchase amount, and then personal productivity. And before we get into that, here's the basic business formula. This is pretty much any business. Remember, identify markets, lead acquisition, which is just lead generation and getting customers, irresistible offer, which you can also call like the front end sale, point of purchase, whatever you want to call it, the upsell sequence, which comes right after, right when someone's buying, customer relationship management, which is basically selling the past customers, which is right here, selling more irresistible offers, and then just follow up like we talked about, follow up via email, direct mail, phone calls if you want, whatever. So let's go to hop over to Excel, and I'll show you exactly, kind of give you some numbers, and you can see this a little better. Alright, here we are in Excel. This is actually something I got from Paul Lumberg. I don't know if you've heard of him, but probably at least 6 months now. It's probably been longer. He gave this out when he was doing a launch. I just added some colors, but here let's say I'll kind of go over it, and then you can see all the numbers change. So let's say a business doing 5 million a year. You can see all the numbers here, and here's the 5 things that I just talked about. Here they are on the left. Here's where you can put in some ideas. You can write them in, and then here's percent increase. You can see here, if I were to change this to just say 1%, you'll notice all of these numbers over here change like that. So actually, look, if you only increase business in 3 areas 15%, look at the difference. You're still adding 2.6 million on a business that is doing 5 million. So it's still a huge deal. But let's go back to 15 and 15. So 5 key areas, 15%, and here it is. Because of compounding, here's what happens. They all build off of each other. And then, so 5 million, you increase over $5 million, 101%. So your business that was doing 5 million a year is now doing over 10 million. All from just small changes that build on top of each other, and they all add up to a gigantic change. And again, you saw in the mind map, I went over different ideas, the 5 different ways that you can do here. Here's some ideas. Again, you write them in here. Increasing the sales, more leads, which is the lead generation, and then follow up and stuff like that. Personal productivity would be like using the 80-20 rule, doing less of things that don't add value to the business, and then doing more of things that do. So let's go back to the slideshow, and let's start kind of wrapping this up here. So let's go back, and here we are. Let's wrap this up. I want you to ask yourself this question: what can I do tomorrow to get more business that I'm not doing today? Ask yourself that question right now. If you're not doing anything, if you don't have any lead generation ideas going, or postcards, or any direct mail or cold calling, what can you do tomorrow to get more business that you're not doing today? Is it cold calling? Is it sending out a postcard? Is it emailing businesses? Whatever. Is it just walking in, talking to people? Whatever way you want to choose, what can you do tomorrow to get more business that you're not doing today? So ask yourself that question. And speaking of questions, I want you to ask better questions. Questions help determine what you focus on. I briefly mentioned this earlier, but you want to think big. You want to ask bigger and better questions. Instead of saying something can't be done, ask yourself how you can get it done. And I briefly talked about this, but if you ask yourself, how can I make $30,000 a year? You're going to find out ways to make $30,000. I mean, it's just the way it is. It's just the way our brain works. And again, without getting into the secret stuff, if you want to call it that, and the law of attraction, without getting into that, trust me, the brain has powers that you they're just hard to comprehend. But just trust me on this. If you ask yourself questions, if you ask, how can I make $30,000 a year, your brain will just subconsciously find out ways, and it'll attract ways to make 30 grand a year. So if that's true, which it is, well, what if you asked, how can I make $130,000 a year, or 500, or a million, or whatever the number is? I mean, whatever number you want to make per year, you can do that. And it's just basically asking yourself a different question, because again, your questions help determine what you focus on, And if you're focusing on small numbers, then that's what you're going to get, small numbers. But if you focus on a large number, then guess what? That's what you're going to get too. And just to finally start wrapping this up, you want to start your day with intention. And what I mean by that is most people have no purpose for their day. They're kind of always reacting to everything around them. So if you start your day with an intention as opposed to reacting, then your day has purpose. And basically what I mean is a lot of people start their day and they check an email, or they check their Facebook comments, or their new posts on the Warrior Forum or whatever. So what they're doing is they're starting their day on pretty much someone else's schedule, and they don't really have a purpose for the day. But if you were to get up and, like I talked about in the beginning, if you have your to-do list, what you have to get done for the day, and what you have to accomplish, then if you start your day like that and you just get up and eat breakfast first or whatever, but start your day with a purpose. This is what I'm going to do today, no matter what, and then get to it and do those things first. And then if you do kind of screw around the rest of the day, at least you still accomplish some productive things. So start your day with intention as opposed to reacting to everything. Stop reacting to new posts on forums. Stop reacting to emails. Stop reacting to silly Facebook status updates that are just wasting your time, and get to work. Start with an intention and get to work, and then your day has purpose. So thanks for watching. I, of course, am Gene Vagabond 007. I have a new site I'm starting, NoBSMarketingAdvice.com. If you go there now, you're just going to see pretty much an opt-in page, to be honest with you. But I am going to be working on that this year and adding more valuable stuff and some freebies. Be honest, my goal is to add so much free content, stuff that's better than some of the paid products out there. That is my goal, and to just help people better their lives with different marketing advice and sales advice, and I'm sure I'll throw in some self-help stuff too. But if you want some more info, go over there to NoBSMarketingAdvice.com. And again, thank you for watching. Hopefully you got some value out of this. If you did, please hit the thanks button below and let me know. And thank you, and take care.